In the beginning, when God created heaven and earth, everything was covered in darkness, and the Spirit of God moved across the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light, and God was pleased with what he saw. And then he separated the light from the darkness, and he named the light day, and the darkness night. Evening passed, and morning came. That was the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters." And the sky appeared. And God called the firmament heaven. Evening passed, and morning came, and that was the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under heaven be gathered together unto one place." God called the dry land earth, and the waters seas. And God said, "Let there be plants, those that bear seed, and those that bear fruit." Evening passed, and morning came, and that was the third day. Then God commanded, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate day from night, and to show the time when days, years, and religious festivals begin. And let them shine from heaven to give light to the earth." And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule night. And he made stars. Evening passed, and morning came, and that was the fourth day. God said, "Let the water be filled with many kinds of living beings." And so, God created the great sea monsters, all kinds of creatures that live in the water. And fowl that fly above the earth, and all kinds of birds. And God was pleased with what he saw. And God said, "Reproduce and multiply. Fill the waters in the seas, and the sky above the earth." Evening passed, and morning came, and that was the fifth day. Then God commanded, "Let the earth produce all kinds of animal life, domestic and wild, large and small." And it was done. And God was pleased with what he saw. And God said, "And now we will make human beings. They will be like us and resemble us. They will have power over the fish, the birds, and all the animals, domestic and wild, large and small." God said to man, "Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed on the face of the earth, and every tree in which there is fruit of a tree yielding seed. And this shall be your food. And for all the wild animals and birds, I have provided grass and leafy plants for food." And God said to man, "You may eat of any fruit of any tree that grows in Eden, but you must not eat of the fruit of the tree that grows in the center of the garden. It is the tree of knowledge of that which is good and that which is evil. If you eat its fruit, you will die." And God looked at everything that he had made, and he was pleased. And that was the sixth day. And on the seventh day, God finished his work, And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. And when God made heaven and earth, he planted a garden in Eden in the east. And there he put man, whom he had formed. A stream flowed in Eden and watered the garden. Beyond Eden, it divided into 4 rivers. They were the Pishon, the Gihon, the Tigris, and the Euphrates. God looked at the man he had placed in the Garden of Eden and said, "It is not good for you to live alone." And he gave man every kind of animal, and to each one man gave a name. But there was not a suitable companion for man among them. So the Lord took one of man's ribs while he slept. And made a woman from it, and brought her to the man. The man saw the woman and said, "She is flesh from my flesh." And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth." Adam and Eve had turned their backs on God. Nature, the animals, the sky, and the earth all turned upon Adam. And God said to the cunning snake, "You shall be cursed. I will make you and the woman hate each other. Her offspring and yours will always be enemies. Her offspring will crush your head, and you will bite their heel." And the Lord said to the woman, "You shall know the pain of childbirth, but you will still have desire for your husband, and will be subject to him." And the Lord said to the man, "You shall have to work to produce the food you eat, until the time you yourself return to the earth. You were made from soil, and you shall become soil again." And the Lord made clothes out of animal skins for Adam and Eve, and he drove them from the Garden of Eden.